I cleared the latest Salesforce Business Analyst certification. In this video, I'm going to share my experience, tips and resources that helped me to pass the certification. Okay, so before we start talking about the certification, let's actually talk about who business analysts are and why are they so important. So business analysts, in my opinion, are really the true rock stars of any project. For Salesforce implementation, business analysts are the people who will go and talk to stakeholders, collect requirements, work with product owners. They'll work with your technical team. They ensure that your functionality is well tested. They make sure that UAT runs successfully. Like I said, they are truly the rock stars of every project. And if you look at the job statistics, there has been 240% increase in the number of Salesforce business analysts, and Salesforce has recognized that, and therefore you see there's a new Salesforce certification, which is the business analyst certification, focusing essentially on the best practices of being a business analyst. Now there is a prerequisite for this exam. You must be a certified Salesforce administrator. Okay, if you do not have any Salesforce certification, Salesforce is actually running a program called the Certification Celebration Day. So as long as you can get your certification before September 30th, 2022, you will get another certification voucher worth $200 once you complete your first certification. So you can get Salesforce administrator as well as the business analyst certification for the price of $200. If you already have a Salesforce certification, then the price for registering for this exam is going to be $200 USD. So I found this exam relatively easy as compared to other Salesforce exams that I have already passed. I took about a couple of days to prepare for this exam, but also note that I've been in the Salesforce ecosystem for several years. I've also worked in other consulting firms as business analyst, so I already had or knew the concepts of business analysis, as well as was very familiar with the best practices of being a business analyst. When you are studying for the Salesforce Business Analyst certification, there are a few areas that I feel you must really focus on. So the first area, of course, is the best practices of a business analyst. Now think about what a business analyst does on a project, right? The business analyst is going to work with different stakeholders and start collecting requirements, understand the scope of the project. So make sure that your focus is in these areas, right? How do you work with different stakeholders? How do you collect requirements? And when you're collecting requirements, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on soft skills, right? How do you interview people? Different styles of interviewing. It could be shadowing, it could be one-on-one interviews, it could be workshops, and so on. Once you collect those requirements, then you need to focus on how do you put these requirements onto a paper. So there's going to be questions on journey mapping, documentation, process mappings, and so on. Focus on the agile methodologies, right? So learn the differences between Scrum and Kanban. Try to read about all the different meetings that happen as part of the agile methodology, such as sprint planning and retrospectives and daily stand-ups and so on. Who are the participants of your Scrum meetings? Product owners, your development teams and your Scrum Master. What are their roles and responsibilities, and how do they help in your overall software development lifecycle? Now, as a business analyst, you will also be testing your programs or your features and functionalities. You will be responsible for the user acceptance testing. So there are a few questions on user acceptance testing. So read about user acceptance testing, where you should perform user acceptance testing, who should participate in user acceptance testing. As a business analyst, how would you conduct these user acceptance testing, and what do you need to have a successful UAT? Now, another area that you should focus and you will focus as a business analyst is understanding the current state of the system, because once you understand the current state, you can perform some gap analysis and then you can make recommendations on what the future system should look like and so on. Now, as part of that, you are going to be using a lot of process flow diagrams. You are going to be creating journey maps. So read about different types of diagrams that you will be using as part of a business analyst. So specifically focus on journey mapping, process mapping, capability models, value stream maps, and other different types of models or diagrams that you will be using as part of your business analysis. I took about a couple of days to prepare for this exam. I relied heavily on Trailhead. Trailhead has an extensive list of resources that will help you to pass these certifications. Now, I'll be honest, I did not complete all the Trailheads or all the Trailhead modules for this exam. In the description below, I've added links to the Trailhead modules that I found incredibly helpful. So please take a look at that. Also, I'm going to put a couple of blog posts from the Salesforce MVPs and community members, and I found those blog posts incredibly helpful as well. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you register for this exam and you become the new Salesforce Certified Business Analyst. Please feel free to share this video if you found this video helpful. Do not forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel.